Hey, tech freak lovers in the USA. We are so glad to be back on the podcasting network. And what do you mean by we? Well, allow me to do a short synopsis of what happened in 2017, I believe, or 2016. Preston might correct me on this. We did a show.
Our last episode was actually about, I think, January, February of that year, 2017.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you for that. We did a show called Tech Chat, and it was all about technology and about randomness. But unfortunately, it had to die down because there were some changes in staff, and there was also some very personal issues that we had to take care of and whatnot. But we're finally back under a revised name, a name that I have picked out of the bag, but kept on the back burner for so long, and it's finally here. And I'm so glad to be taking the helm of the hosting chair. And it is called
We started off as Visioncast with JC and Preston. But then we were able to expand our roster by adding new and valued members, including the editor for our main episode and this montage, Danny, aka H Streets.
Heck yeah.
so we're like three guys on the microphone. So
two more guys, and then we'll all go out for Five Guys burgers.
well,
I'm in.
Come on,
I love
Danny.
you
Oh,
Five
man.
Guys burgers.
he's the jokester around here. He sometimes makes funny jokes.
The woman that wears many hats when it comes to the podcast, Angela, aka Angela 3011.
Doodles, Doodles spilled the milk.
Her boyfriend George, aka Doodles.
I learned my lesson. I'm not gonna host on the phone anymore.
Never.
At least in there.
Yeah.
For that.
George, shut up.
Her girlfriend, Haley.
You know what, George? Shut your trap. Haley, help me.
First review.
Haley, Haley, where did she go?
I was having audio problems over here. I
Oh.
just fixed it.
The amazing piano player, Denise.
Eddie, do
Oh,
we
yeah.
have to announce that in random stuffity stuffity
Oh,
stuffity
wow.
stuffity stuffity
No,
stuffity 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 stuffity
Oh, stroke.
No, we don't have to.
Angela's friend, Phil.
That sounded really nice.
Awesome.
Oh, you're clear as a bell. You're on your computer.
Yeah, I'm actually using my parents' computer, actually.
Oh, nice.
Well, believe it or not,
no.
the microphone is actually
Sorry, Danny. Go ahead.
the microphone is much clearer.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
And many, many more. Plus, hopefully more to come in the future. Over the past year, we have made so many valuable memories. Please join us as we go for a stroll down memory lane. Anyway, enough flapping my gums. Welcome to the first anniversary of Visioncast with JC and friends.
What's going on, guys? Denny, aka H Streets here, and welcome to the first year anniversary for Visioncast with JC and friends. Before we get to the nitty-gritty of this thing, here's a little something special from Angela and Preston. And speaking of which, congratulations, you two.
You're super charming and rewarding. You've been through hell and back.
Aw, you're
And
sweet.
you all deserve better.
Oh.
I know this lady's been through way too much in her 34 years of living, and it's all good and bad. but it's definitely need a change of scenery, and it's always good to have somebody in your corner besides the multiple people you have. You know, we're not all full of drama and games. We want to get to the facts. So, my dearest Angela, would you like to be my girlfriend?
Yes. Oh, that is so sweet. I've never had somebody ask me quite like that before, but that is so sweet. Yes, I would love to be your girlfriend. Oh, that is so sweet. Wow, I'm almost in pieces. Oh, that is. Oh, I love thee.
I love you.
As you might have heard in the intro, over time we've definitely made a lot of cherishable memories and have made many, many great friends along the way. Whether if it's the people who we've interviewed or even people who have actually, helped with expanding the team. In the past, before this podcast was ever even formed, Preston planted a seed which sparked JC's inspiration to actually start this. That seed that Preston planted was his action to pretty much assist JC with getting back into podcasting, because I'm pretty sure that he actually missed it. Then, around June 22nd of 2021, Visioncast with JC and Preston was formed. Now, as I've been working on this montage, I've looked back on quite a few episodes. There's like over 100 now, and it's insane to say that right now. Whether if it's Showcase Heaven with Angela 3011, or even the main episode, heck, even bonus episodes. But as I've been listening to the earlier episodes, yeah, things did seem a little bit dull before Angela and George came. Of course, I'm being a little bit biased here, but I will try to add in some very cherishable moments from those early days. Because without those humble beginnings, we wouldn't have had what we have today. A great show that keeps you up with the latest in technology in general, but also accessible technology, which is what we're actually aimed for. And also keeps you entertained, whether if it's with music or even just randomness. And believe it or not, guys, as long as we have a drive to actually deliver this content to you, I must speak on behalf of the team. We are not going anywhere. We are most definitely here to stay. But enough of me talking. You pretty much heard enough already. Starting now, I'll briefly take you through the history of Visioncast as we have actually grown. As stated before, we started off as Visioncast with JC and Preston. Now let's take a look at the two, before we actually expanded.
Doing it.
I'll get the boot up here.
Yeah, we're doing it a bit early as expected. And surprisingly, we're the two guys, sadly, because Denny, unfortunately, is busy, but it's all good. We're here. Me and Preston are here. So we're the two guys on the podcast team, and I'm the facilitator, and he is the host. So we're very excited about that. And if you hear voiceover clicks, apologize. It's
Jason,
Preston.
Huh? You actually keep talking. I need to take this call. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So, okay. So while Preston is doing that, so I want to give you some updates on my end while Preston is doing that. So first off, as I told you before, I'm going to be facilitating my first ACB call, and the name of the call is going to be JC's Corner.
Before we continue, shout out to Susan, who occasionally joins either the meetings or even, whichever episode may be recording. You are always welcome back. Susan joined a few days after the podcast started, but then she stopped coming. And believe it or not, everybody on the team and also off the team actually has a life outside of the podcast.
Holy mackerel, that was phenomenally done. You explained it more than I could. I was just
Thank you so much
on that awesome experience that Mark, your son, I mean not your son, your what am I saying, your son?
my nephew.
Your nephew. Your nephew experience.
You should know who he is, JC. You met him
I do
like
know. Yes,
4
I
years
do
ago.
know. Yes. And she had a little baby voice, but not anymore. She is now 6. My bad. He is now 6. Good grief. Oh my gosh.
Wow, JC. Way to
awkward.
switch genders on me there.
That was my slip of the tongue there. My bad on that.
That was an official blooper, y'all, courtesy of JC.
Yes.
We always do bloopers every single time on every episode.
And don't you love them? Don't you gotta love the bloopers?
Yeah,
we gotta love the
all
bloopers.
the time.
But like I said before, Susan, you are definitely welcome back anytime. 1 or 2 episodes went by, and then next thing you know, I joined in and added my own unique spark of energy.
They usually get songs from experienced Christian artists. They get experiences from listening to Christian.
Oh man, that's contagious.
Oh no! Yeah,
no, that was a fake one. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh, that was pretty a blooper there. Another one. That was like 2 bloopers in a row.
Blooper.
Good grief! Now there's like 2 bloopers in a row. My goodness! Now it's a compiler compilation or something.
Then a few months go by, and we've added 2 more members. One that is highly committed to the podcast and is pretty much here to stay. And one who stepped in briefly. And of course, the one that's here to stay is definitely Angela. The other member that I said that pretty much came briefly was Ashley. As a bit of a heads up, you must keep in mind that this clip that I'm actually about to share and the time that Angela actually joined was when she actually went by the name of Stacy.
It is going to be a great segment. Stacy, you haven't heard this before in action, but you are going to hear it when it reaches the 20 mark. Then we'll get started on our 2020 tech updates.
You know it's not 2020 anymore, right?
I know that, but we're still gonna use the name 2020 tech updates as 20 minutes past the hour. So that's why
it's like Crazy Stacy 25, even though I'm almost 34.
All right, folks.
Right.
You know what time it is, don't you?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's time for
2020 tech updates.
Yep, it's time for 2020 tech updates, and thank you, I almost called you Jenny.
Man, wow, you're horrible.
My bad.
First you live in
It almost came out of my.
Now it's Jenny. What the heck?
Wow.
Wow, you're horrible.
It almost. Let's try that again. Thank you, Denny, for that intro of 2020 tech updates.
Then, as time has gone by, we have happily gained team members and have sadly lost some due to either misunderstandings or even some fallout that actually happened between a few members. I'm not really going to get into specifics, but let's look on the bright side of this point in time. We've had occasional appearances by Nick and Clara.
That's very
Nice. Yeah,
I played it.
I like that.
I played it last week.
I really loved that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But I added things to it.
Now I really have to get my piano back from storage ASAP.
Yes.
Yeah, I just got my GarageBand instruments
Oh,
down.
pretty.
I'm waiting to get paid so I can get Logic, because I really want Logic again. I had it. My friend bought it for me.
Really?
Really, really, really. But I got lucky. But no one.
Actually, I think these all right.
What?
Just like almost 4 years ago, I was able to buy it for Clara.
Yes, he did buy me Logic.
Yeah, my friend bought it for me.
Yes, my boyfriend, he bought me Logic. Nick here bought me Logic, and I'm very much looking forward to getting my keyboard fixed this month so that I can start making my music again, because I really do miss.
Plus, for a pretty decent period of time, Miles was in the roster. Now, moving back a bit, right after Angela joined, she brought along her boyfriend, George.
It's always good to have resources and never be without. That's what I learned over the past several years.
Exactly.
Speaking of cameras, also Voice uses a camera too. So if you're using Voice,
Yeah, Voicey does use a camera. So I had to redo a couple of videos because somebody, their outfit wasn't very well, you know.
It was a great suit. It was a great suit.
He was wearing a suit, but it wasn't really a suit that you want to see.
Yeah. Well, you do, dear.
No, I am innocent. I was always dressed.
Yeah, I can prove you wrong.
Together, they were able to take the podcast in a new direction. Angela officially came up with different segments for the podcast and planted a seed for what would soon become Showcase Heaven with Angela 3011. But that wasn't the name back then. It was Karaoke Heaven with Angela 3011. Then at some point later in time, Angela renamed it Showcase Heaven with Angela 3011.
Showcase Heaven with Angela 3011. Finally found someone who I adore, and this I will promise her forevermore. This is for sure. She is the one, and she is pure. I found somebody better, and I'm so grateful that I met her. She always treats me like a princess. Our Savior is born. Our Savior is born. His spirit dwells deep in my heart. Come, let us adore him. Jesus is born.
One and we are not done, but we can't go up without falling in love. Jesus is the same, and we don't play games, but we can't go up without falling in love. We have to roll the dice to Jesus the Christ, but we can't go up without falling in love. Jesus is doing well, and we're not going to hell, but we can't go.
And then things got a little bit more musical with the addition of our amazing piano player, Denise, who brings all of herself, along with her quirks and a whole bunch of other stuffage to the table. Why, Angela and George? Why did you have to corrupt her lingo? Oh no, it was just simple double. Oh no.
I say, I will catch you later. Oh my gosh, I can't even do it.
Later, later.
Oh.
Okay. I will catch you later. All right.
All right, I will
Nice.
catch you later. Oh
It's been
I know.
70 years since I've last seen you.
No. All kidding aside, great to have you as always, and we'll definitely catch you later.
And now we fast forward on to 2022. And what do you know? New year, new member. Haley officially joined the team.
Anyways, okay, so I think
So
we're
many
done with
things there.
Zoom
But
stuff.
nothing good this week. I see, Haley. You say it's a disaster, but nothing about thee.
Oh well, yeah, my brain is kind of. Well,
You talk about the negative. At least I talked about both, negative and positive from this week.
And well, you gotta remember, I'm dealing with the migraine since like yesterday, so my brain is not exactly working today's sweetness.
You'll get there.
Yeah, doodles.
Anyway, we're gonna move on now to.
Now, going backwards again, for quite a while, Angela was the editor for the entire podcast. But then, I temporarily became the full-time podcast editor. But then we split the responsibility, especially since at the time, I started editing for our sister podcast, RCL, aka Radio Connection Live. Then as time went by, we've had trips, we've had different interviews, we've had quite a few laughs, a few tears, a few fallouts. And it was through those trying times that we have officially worked together and found different solutions for quite a few different issues and have officially begun to work as a slowly but surely extending family. Fast forward to today, and hey, recently we added Phil. Over the past year, we have made so many cherishable and valuable memories that we will hold near and dear to our hearts. And we couldn't have made it this far without you, the listeners, the participants, the team members, the people that we interview. We couldn't have made it this far without you. So on behalf of the entire team, thank you. And speaking of thanks, we would definitely like to thank those people that we've interviewed, including Roselle.
I've never been asked for an autograph at a show, but I have been tapped on the shoulder and asked for an autograph because I look like Amy Adams. I get told that all the time.
Paige. EJ the Phoenix.
So if you feel like you're on your own,
Peter Tusick from Humanware.
This is the one, the only Peter Tusick from Humanware.
It's like I need some real sound effects. I wasn't sure about the big intro. I should have brought my own sound effects.
Ron Miller from Freedom Scientific.
An L Braille, and Braille's in the name of the thing. If you say I don't read much Braille, probably that's not for you. You know, that's like saying I'm a vegan, but should I go to this hamburger stand? Well, unless they've got non-meat products, probably not the place for you, right?
Eric Demery from Freedom Scientific.
And the support guy brought a cassette tape into my office and he said, Eric, you got to hear this. Some customer sent this back. And I said, no, just send it back to Earl. He'll fix it up. And he said, no, you got to hear this. So he played the tape, and of course, it had me cursing on it.
Oh, no! Liz Whitaker from Freedom Scientific.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for the moment you've all been waiting for, the quiz.
With Liz. The
With
jobs
Liz.
quiz with Liz. You gotta make it rhyme.
It does. It does. That's some good announcing right there, guys.
I did it good.
That's great.
It was good, Denny. Good job.
It was.
JJ Mehta from Blind Bargains.
If you're working for different people, you gotta respect the boundaries sometimes. But you know where you have opportunities and you can promote, and people can find all the cool stuff you're doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta respect the boundaries, you know, because it ain't going anywhere if you don't respect them. They won't respect you back. So you gotta give them good respect and see. Hey, I just made up a new word, respect.
Kobe Garrison from the ACB community.
Lord, I seek your blessing. Give me peace within. Forgive me of my own sin. Show me the way again. In your name I pray. Amen.
Wow.
Barry Scheuer from Guidelights and Gadgets.
But the apple splitters are pieces of crap. They
Believe
make
it or
them
not.
as cheaply as possible and sell them as expensively as possible. And we started buying different.
Dan Clark from D-Surf.
Somewhere, and he came up and he said, Dan, he said, I just want to compliment you on your training. He said, anytime I have trouble going to sleep, I just grab one of those training tapes and I set it over there beside the bed and I listen to it and it helps me just fall right asleep. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
And Sandra Gayer from the ACB community. If I'm missing any, sorry. But anyway, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule in order to help such a small podcast with, well, making content in order to pretty much satisfy our listeners. And speaking from the perspective of an independent artist myself, I hope that each experience was able to give you the exposure that you actually needed if you actually needed it. As for everyone else, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for listening, participating, contributing, and also supporting this podcast. This is Visioncast with JC and friends. And it's like I usually say, there's nowhere to go but forward from here. Thank you guys so much. And on my behalf, God bless. Now, who's ready for funny moments and bloopers?
So, let's see. Any other shout-outs? I guess not. I don't have any.
I don't think so.
Owen to Preston, who always does a great job with making sure that we're set on target.
Yes. Preston, I love you.
Yeah, awesome.
I meant to say, Preston, we love you, and I said I love you.
That's
I sound like I'm.
gonna be a blooper now. Put them bloopers.
Well, I do have a slight crush on him. I guess I didn't expect to reveal that.
Oh.
Uh-oh. The cat came out of the bag.
I meant to say we love you, meaning we all love you, and then I said I love you. I'm like, oh, what did I just say?
My new audio interface, and like I might actually make the upgrade next week. Next year. Excuse my.
Good grief! You said next week. You already upgraded, dude.
Right.
Shout out to JC who called you a him earlier, by the way. So that's two one day.
Called me a him?
Yep. You're welcome. You had time to sit
I did correct it though. I did
I
manage.
cannot believe you did that.
Shout out to
Okay,
Benny, shout out to
JC
Benny.
is now.
Hey, I'm still good.
I managed to correct it, Angela. I did.
JC is now she is now Doodles and is now Mrs. Prickleson.
This Saturday will be Showcase Heaven with Angela 3011, so Angela will be here for that. And
Bless you.
God bless you, Mom.
Bless you. That came out of nowhere.
that was my mom.
Scared me a little bit.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
anyhow, goodness, that will be another blooper. And
Even that in.
okay. Anyway,
Showcase Heaven with Angela 3011. Achoo!
Anyway, that and Mom is laughing too because she heard that in the recording. So,
on behalf of the entire Visioncast team, we would like to thank you for listening and supporting this podcast. Happy anniversary, everyone. We couldn't have made it this far without you. God bless. And later.